What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another Dave review. I'm Dave, coming at you from the Dave Cave, and tonight I'm taking a look at the DC Multiverse McFarlane Collector's Edition Sinestro from the Sinestro Corps War. That's right, the big bad guy from the GL Corps is in the house tonight. We're going to have a look at this guy, guys. We're going to crack him open, but before that, we're going to do some box turnarounds. We're going to have a look at our special boy in the box here. That's him in the front there. We can see his accessories. Does this need to be a collector's edition figure? We'll talk about this later. Having a look at the side there, we can see our silver highlights. Sinestro Corps War number 6 in the series. There's the art there. I do not think that is from the main GL series, the Jeff Johns written series. I don't know what this is from. That doesn't look like Ivan Reis to me. Doesn't look like Ethan Van Sciver, whose name we should not speak as often as I'm probably going to in this review. But yeah, they probably should have gone with some EVS artwork probably. But anyway, let's continue. Other side there, back to the front, top, bottom, and kadoosh. Let's crack this guy open. Let's look at his crappy accessories here, and yeah, we'll see what I think about the figure itself. Catch you in a second. Alrighty, kids, I am back. Got this guy unboxed, and I have our paltry offerings out on the table here. I mean, 65 Australian dollars, guys. I'm almost ashamed. I'm almost ashamed. Just at first glance, I'll say that. Just at first glance, I'm almost ashamed that I spent that much money on this guy when all we get is 2 measly translucent accessories, this crap, and the figure itself. Yeah, I honestly, I'm not, like, at first glance, I am underwhelmed and underimpressed. But anyway, let's get into it. All right, the stand, here we go. Standard stuff. Silver DC logo indicating that this is a collector's edition figure. Let's have a look at the flight stand for the trading card. Silence, guys, silence. Here's the trading card itself. Once again, yeah, not sure where that artwork came from. There is the back. If you want to pause it, you can see the silver highlights there. Lovely stuff. Do like the trading cards in these collector's editions, but I'm not sure if that's where my money is going, guys. Let's have a look at effect piece numero uno. I do like this. This is cool, but does this justify the price point? Does this justify the status of collector's edition? I'm not sure. I assume that this will wrap nicely around his arm there. Probably his forearm will go through there, and maybe his fist will sit through here, and it will yeah, look like he's kind of projecting some of his claws to reach out and enthrall his Green Lantern enemies. But yeah, you know, not a bad little effects piece, but honestly, we probably should have gotten more. I just reviewed the Firestorm. We got that many hands and that many effects pieces, and over here we just have this, which is, yeah, honestly slightly underwhelming. Green Lantern battery with the Yellow Lantern battery with the Sinestro Corps logo on the top there. Pretty standard stuff, guys. I don't think they're breaking the mold. With this, it's pretty basic stuff. And yeah, if you've got any of the DC Direct figures, like going back to kind of early 2000s when Jeff Johns' run was in full swing, or any of the Blackest Night figures for that matter, you're no stranger to these Lantern battery accessories. So I guess all that leaves is the figure itself. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I am underwhelmed at first glance, but I'm warming to this guy. The more I look at him, I was, from the moment I saw him, I was underwhelmed. But I always reserve judgment until I have the figure in hand. Yeah, figures always look better in hand than they do in, like, you know, box shots or glam shots or whatever it is. So yeah, always reserve judgment until I have the figure in hand. It's not bad. it's not bad, but there's something about the face. It's a little too generic Sinestro and not I don't know, it's not faithful enough to the artwork. And I'll show you what I mean. Maybe I'm just too in love with the Green Lantern Series 2 Sinestro from DC Direct. And I will get to that in comparisons. I think that that is a far superior sculpt. This probably wins on articulation, but that is a far superior sculpt. Just in the way I'm remembering it, I'll do a proper side by side in a bit. But look, nice texture on the body, and I'm not sure how much reuse is here. Is that ring just like a generic ring finger? Kind of looks like the Sinestro logo. My eyes aren't that great, but it kind of looks like the Sinestro Corps logo. A little bit, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, nice texturing. I like that they've got the lining of the like the separations of the suit. You know, they've kind of that like thick line kind of delineating the yellow from the black. I do enjoy that that's like raised and embossed from the rest of the textured suit. I do like that. Yeah, and the logo's painted nicely. I do like the face. Like the face is nice, and I like the fade. Like they've kind of got the fade. The painting on the fade is nice, going from the pink of the neck to the black of the hair, and they've kind of gone in between there. Or maybe they've just given it one coat of black so that you can still see the pink of the head underneath. So I do like that. It's not a bad sculpt. I just think that I like the DC Direct one too much. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for this guy. Alrighty guys, I'm back. Time to do some lore. Gonna have a little look at the absolute Green Lantern Rebirth here by the man Jeff Johns and art by Ethan Van Sciver. If you don't know, Green Lantern Rebirth essentially reignited or kind of, you know, kick-started the Green Lantern series in the main DC continuity in the early 2000s by bringing Hal Jordan back. Kyle Rayner was the main Green Lantern before this. Now, how it brought Hal back was really cool because it also retconned some of the decisions that Hal made as the villain, Parallax, during the 0 Hour comic event. So yeah, Hal was a big bad villain, and this is just one of the classiest retcons I've ever seen in comics. It's fantastic, guys. It really elegantly just ties in new mythos and explains away Hal Jordan's past bad behavior, and kind of takes those decisions out of his hands, turns it into a possession by an evil entity kind of thing, and then that just like spirals into just this huge expansion of the Green Lantern mythos. One of the best arcs I've ever read, this Green Lantern run by Jeff Johns, just epic. So there's what Sinestro looks like at the start of Jeff Johns' run, and this is the classic look, guys. Going back, Sinestro looked like this with the blue and the black. So spiraling out of this, because Rebirth wasn't just the rebirth of Hal Jordan. It kind of kicked off a lot of things in the Green Lantern mythos, specifically Sinestro. So we'll dovetail over to the absolute Sinestro Corps War. Now this is by Johns, the legend Dave Gibbons, Tomasi, an absolute master of writing, artists Ivan Reis, Patrick Gleason, and Van Sciver again. Just going to get the book over here. So what this does, guys, is it is essentially the starting point for what becomes the great expansion of the Green Lantern mythos. Not only do we have Green Lantern rings after this point, but we have Yellow Lantern rings, and then the color spectrum kind of like explodes with Green Lantern rings after that. So let's have a little look at a little mind-blowing bit of comic bookery over here. So the entity Parallax, that they've essentially, what they've said in Rebirth was that Parallax was not Hal Jordan himself, but was the entity that had possessed Hal Jordan and taken his agency away. What Sinestro does here, after giving himself this iconic new costume, where is it? Where do we see it for the first time? I remember seeing this costume for the first time and just losing it, just thinking it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And this is how you do a costume right, guys. There it is. Design a costume so well that it just instantly becomes the new iconic look for the character. So bloody good. Also gave him his own lantern oath. So Kyle becomes the new host for Parallax, and then you find out who Sinestro's generals are. So Kyle possessed by Parallax. We've got Superboy Prime in Sinestro Corps gear. Bloody Hank Henshaw being put together by Manhunters, and then the goddamn Anti-Monitor himself sporting the Sinestro Corps logo. So just epic stuff. My little mind was just well and truly blown looking at this panel, and looking back in hindsight, all he's done is just chucked a bunch of iconic villains onto a page together and gone there you go, guys, that's the new status quo. That's what we're looking at for a couple of issues during this big crossover between Green Lantern Corps and Green Lantern and all these other books. But I was buying up these single issues like they were going out of bloody print, which obviously comics go out of print, but you know what I'm saying, guys. Yeah, I was just eating this stuff up. Absolutely loved it. So there you go, guys. There's your Whacker Law. I'll be back in a bit. Peace. Alrighty, kids, we are back. Time to do some comparisons. Here we have some DC Multiverse. On the left, Kyle Rayner from the Blackest Nightwave. And on the right, Hal Jordan as Parallax. Now on the left, we have Blackest Night Batman. And on the right, Blackest Night Superman. Now here we have a trio of dirty space cops. On the left, it's Dawnbreaker from the Dark Knight's Metal Wave. And on the right, Powering from the Injustice League. Now here he is with both of the DC Multiverse John Stewarts that I own. One animated, and this guy based on the comics. Now on the left we have the Collector's Edition Alan Scott, and on the right, Deathstorm. Now here he stands with his two wave mates. On the left, Platinum Collector's Edition Hawkman and Collector's Edition Firestorm. Now here he stands amongst three of his generals. On the left, the DC Multiverse Superboy Prime. Up the back here, the Mega Fig Anti-Monitor. And on the right, Hank Henshaw, the Cyborg Superman by DC Direct from the Green Lantern series. Now here he stands with a couple of Red Lantern boys. On the left, we've got Patrocitus from the Dark Knight's Death Metal Wave. Up the back, the Atrocitus Builder-Figure from the Blackest Nightwave. And on the right, the Atrocitus from either the Green Lantern or the Blackest Nightwaves by DC Direct. Now here he stands with Hal Jordan and Carol Ferris, the Star Sapphire, aka the Violet Lantern, both by DC Direct. Here we have the Indigo Lantern on the right and the Blue Lantern Saint Walker, both by DC Direct. Things are starting to get dark. On the right, we have the Blackest Night, Black Hand, and Larfleeze, the Orange Lantern. All right, starting to skew into the good guys here. From left to right, we've got Tomar Ray, Salak, this smarmy son of a bitch, Guy Gardner, and Abin Sur, all by DC Direct. Now, somebody call Mr. Wonka because the Oompa Loompas have busted out of the chocolate factory. On the left, we've got two of the Guardians of the Universe. One of those is Ganthet. I'm not quite sure which one. And on the right, we've got everybody's favorite Pooza, Green Lantern, Kilowog. Now, here he stands with two other versions of Sinestro, both by DC Direct. On the left, we've got a con-exclusive White Lantern Sinestro. And on the right, Yellow Lantern Sinestro from the Green Lantern series. Both figures with not great articulation, but head sculpts that I feel are far superior to that of this guy in the middle. Yes, that's right, guys. I'm confirming it for you now. The DC Multiverse Sinestro is not giving me enough head. Alrighty guys, I'm back. Time to give you my final verdict on Mr. Sinestro here and Collector's Edition Wave 2 as a whole. Now, first things first, let's do my man Sinestro. I gotta say, my initial impressions were correct. I am slightly underwhelmed by Sinestro here. He's just not giving me what I need, but I think the main thing that is letting me down here is the fact that this is a collector's edition figure. I just don't see where my extra money is going. I can see it with Firestorm. I can see it with Hawkman. There's a lot of plastic here, even though I just found out that these are Redeemer's wings, so the wings are reused, but still, shout out to Jason Patchen there. Thank you for the comment, bro. I really appreciate that. But yeah, even though it's reused, there's still a lot of plastic here. So I can kind of see it there. I can see it with all of the hands and effect pieces that we get with Firestorm, but I just don't see it here. We get these two translucent pieces and a lot of reuse in the body. Now, talking about the body as well, this is just too humanoid of a body. I don't know. For me, Sinestro is really gangly. He's thin. He's more alien looking. This is just too humanoid. This entire setup here, this guy just looks like he's about to hit the club and he's just put a bit too much freaking foundation on. He's going out looking for some love. This guy, however, looks like he's from an alien planet called Korugar. He looks dirty. He looks grimy. He looks nasty and gnarly. And he's got 4 head for days, guys. That's like a 20 head. And yeah, this is a 4 head. In fact, that Widow's Peak comes down so low though. You could argue that it's a 2 head. But yeah, just not kind of giving me what I want from my Sinestro. Just far too human looking. Now, my buddy, the DC Multiverse collector, Michael, was saying to me the other day that maybe I'm just disappointed that I didn't get the particular artistic rendition that I was after. And I think, as I just said, I think it is more than that. I did want this. I did want an Ethan Van Sciver kind of like influenced. I did want something a little more classic looking, but with updated articulation. And sadly, this is what I've got, you know. So it is that, but I just am not super happy with what I got instead. So he is right to an extent, but not completely. So yeah, overall, slightly underwhelmed. And if I'm reviewing this wave as a whole, I'm going to say Sinestro takes the third spot. Just not doing it for me. Just not enough for me. Hawkman in second place. He is fantastic, and that was a tough call. He is fantastic, especially in his classic colors. But for me, I love having a Firestorm in Multiverse in 7-inch scale. Classic colors, beautiful, beautiful colors, vibrant colors, with the translucent hair and the effects pieces and all of those hands. I'm just really stoked with him. So Firestorm is the pick, the bitch of the bunch, if you will. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Got to bust out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching, guys. Hit me with a sub if you're new. Hit me with a like. Hit the notification bell if you like what you're seeing. If you're vibing with my style and you want to see more of me. I'm Dave, coming at you from the Dave Cave. And catch you on the next one, peeps. Peace.